top 10 favorite short story writers. Evening. Hi, it's Alan. My channel's big hard books there, classics. And little clickbait there because Brian doesn't hate James Joyce. In fact, he's got a really nice edition of an anniversary, that anniversary edition, which I have too in a box in Phoenix. But he forgot, he left it out because Brian's favorite short story is Araby. If anybody knows Brian's taste in Joyce. But let's see, what am I doing? I'm drinking coffee, waking up. It's only 5:50 a.m. So I got a copy of Finnegan's Wake here. Got a copy of The Mansion, the third of the Snopes trilogy, and the best one. Save the best for last. No spoilers. Mick Snopes comes back and he's pissed at Flem. Does Flem get his just desserts? Some say so. Some definitely say so. I ain't saying shite. But yeah, Brian left out James Joyce. Now I'm going to leave out I'm going to do my top 10 as soon as I figure out, and I need to write them down. But they're different than Brian's. You know, Joyce would be my number one, of course, Dubliners. And favorite stories in there are Evelyn, Two Gallants, Ivy Day in the Committee Room, and The Dead, of course. I have a James Joyce playlist, if you didn't know. So I'll copy out my favorite as soon as I find a blank page in my notebook. Okay, we're back. Now, seriously, I've got some books and some notes to go over. So, put my serious cap on. Number one, James Joyce. James, don't call me Jim, Joyce. Dubliners, see playlist. Second, William Faulkner, the great. I love how he puts spotted horses and barn burning. And if you haven't read the story, Centaur and Brass, that's Flem Snopes stealing brass from the black people who work at the factory. And he makes a monument to himself. That short story reappears. And I like how he does that. Rose for Emily, what a sick story that is. Should I give the spoiler? I'll give the spoiler like this. Cormac McCarthy stole it for his first novel, Child of God. Number 3, Kurt Vonnegut. Now, this is another miss by Brian. Just totally missed it. Second strike now. Kurt Vonnegut. I'm going to send Brian a copy of Welcome to the Monkey House. Now, I've only recently read it myself. I read it with Greg at Another Bibliophile Reads, and my Vonnegut reading partner, Stephanie Cohen. Don't call me Steph. Stephanie Cohen. Great collection of short stories. I'm a big fan of Kurt Vonnegut, and I haven't read all his novels yet. This is Welcome to the Monkey House, by the way. Look for your copy. Come in, Brian. We're reading Conquake, Stephanie and Greg. We do it on Boxer. If anybody likes Faulkner, welcome to join in. 3, I don't know who to put 3 and 4. I'll put, this is hard. And mine might just be, anyway. Clarice, call me Clarice if you're Una at the Codex Cantina. He's done research on this. It might be Clarice Lispector. One collection of her short stories. You know, this is wrong. This is a novel. This is the one we just read. God, I gotta pause this hand. some psychic reader I am, huh? I'm at Family Ties. Now this has great short stories, and it has The Chicken that Unan Crypto reviewed. It has Daydreams of a Drunk Woman, great story. These are all stories about a family, hence the title Family Ties. Now, got to put Gene Wolfe up here in mind. This is a collection of the stories, The Island of Dr. Death and Other Stories, and Other Stories. Because if you know Gene Wolfe, he does a lot of play on words and that. My favorite stories in here are The Death of Dr. Island. The hero is Werewolf, and The Doctor of Death Island. Now, I like those stories better than The Island of Dr. Death and Other Stories, which is a story. But Gene Wolfe, yeah, I've got The Death of Dr. Island kind of annotated up here. Wee bit. Let's see what else. Raymond Carver. Brian and I agree on totally. We agree on Cathedral, probably my favorite story by Carver. Or, he wrote from the Pacific Northwest up here where I live, so a lot of his stories are great. The movie, even Shortcuts by Robert Atwood, great. Bukowski, Buck, B-U-K. Used to have his autograph on some books. I used to tell people that he wrote that poem, Poor Al, for me, because he and I appeared in some little magazines, small press, back in the 80s and 90s. When I used to send writing out. Yes to publications. 6, Brian and I agree on John Cheever. And his short story, The Swimmer, is excellent. I like his book, Faulkner. I've got an old hardbound copy. And this is a prison story. But, John Cheever is kind of canceled. And if Woody Allen is canceled, Cheever's got to be canceled, in my humble opinion. Read his daughter's book. Thomas Pynchon, great short story writer. How about Tom Robbins? He's a writer that doesn't get a lot of talk on BookTube, and I like his novels. Another Roadside Attraction. Jasmine Perfume, or Jitterbug Perfume. Should have Googled this stuff. Edgar Allan Poe. A good writer is Ron Carlson, and I had the pleasure of taking several of his courses when I was in grad school at Arizona State University. And I haven't kept up with him, but he's known for his short stories, being in the Cactus League. I think he's in Irvine, California now, but he used to be head of the fiction department at Arizona State. Ron Carlson. 2 short story masters that Brian mentioned that I am ignorant about are Flannery O'Connor, admittedly, and 2, Eudora Welty. So I think I reached out to Greg for help on that. And I think he's going to help me. Or if any of you guys want to help me with those 2 masters, I could use help. Okay, well, hey, thanks for sticking around this long if you did. And if you haven't liked nor subscribed, why the hell not? Here's some of the art I'm currently doing. Some drawings of the Parthenon in Greece, because my twin flame, my friend Molly Michael in Toledo, Ohio, is going to Greece, so it got me thinking of this building, so I started drawing it. It's about halfway done. And like Faulkner working on, like I compared myself to Faulkner, working on the sound and the fury. He didn't like it the first time, so he tried to draw it like the second time, and he didn't like the second time, so he thought he'd draw it the third time. But no, this is coming along fine. Got my pencils, got my harmonica and my tarot cards.